R.O.B has definitely been striving. Like, we don't care how big he is. He's mad good, all right? There is no way to hide it. This character is mad good. And CK, one of the finest representatives in this country for this specific character versus the representative of his character in this country, which is Sky, of course. And I was pointing out just how, like, the boys that were on their trip and they're trying to conquer, the United States, they leveled up, and it's showing. Like, we've seen a couple of sets from Chag at this point, and Sky has not failed to impress. And just the decision making, it seems to have been quite polished during this grinding time that they've spent together.
One thing for sure that I gotta point out is the fact that already 45, already 59. ¿Qué pasó, mi hermano? Ya lo tienes en picado. Ya lo hizo guacamole. Okay. One thing that I was gonna mention before is the fact that Skyjay actually has a lot of matchup experience on R.O.B. That two-thirds of his region's best, which is Pablo and M, they also use R.O.B. He had the very same trip with Big Boss, so he was already facing Big Boss on a lot of grinding as well. So you're not going to impress Skyjay with R.O.B. CK is one of the best, of course, but there's a lot of things that he already gonna know far ahead because he already has the knowledge.
We already established, right, that Sky's a miracle worker. He makes this character work in spite of what the general public might think so, and oh my goodness, that fair. I swear to God, that did not hit that hard before this man went to the States.
Exactly. So it's already CK on the verge of his losing stock. This is the first game. Actually, now that I'm mentioning, then I think about it, there's only 2 sets left, which is gonna be Skyjay against CK, and of course it's gonna be Bernie against CK. So this is Skyjay just waiting for anything to happen. He's just standing there menacingly, like the SpongeBob meme. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's just something that's gonna happen. What's gonna CK do that's gonna give Skyjay the opening, because he's just waiting for that.
Like, you normally think, right? Like, common logic says, well, R.O.B has gyro, so this is a way that you can establish the distance and not actually interact with Incineroar, which I think is the most effective way of playing against this character, because, like, on close quarter situations, Incineroar is very likely to come out on top. His frame data is insane. He has some options that have invincibility, such as Darkest Lariat. He has a command grab, and he has 3 kill throws. So, like, you really are forced to not play the game with him, or just put him in spots where it's very uncomfortable for him to actually develop his gameplay. And if CK is able to abuse that patience and baiting out his revenges now, and we are seeing just how much more even it is when he's able to play at that comfort distance and just waiting out for those, oh my god, for those long whips. Again, though, he cannot fall prey into the fear. And look at this, like, CK brained it back definitely, but the time is cut short because of that side V1s more. Sky is just so good at finding those.
And actually, I was thinking about it, the small battlefield, it's already set on the name, it's a smaller version of Battlefield. What do I mean by that? Of course, we are trying to play this stage as if we were playing Pokemon Stadium. It's gonna be much smaller, not only on the platform itself, on the ground itself, it's a little bit less spacious than Pokemon Stadium is, but also the platforms are quite closer to the stage than they are at Pokemon Stadium. So, I was... are they?
I think they are not. Like, Pokemon Stadium Blast Zones are actually quite close to the side. Well, not super duper close, but they are closer to the side than our regular stages. And, like, Final Destination just being... Oh my god. No way! He reacted with the footstool! This madman, CK, is definitely onto something right here.
0 to death.
And half of it was Skyjay, mind you. Like, Skyjay did like 90% of that 0 to death.
That was just one click away from getting the first stock. Alright. So, nonetheless, about the whole thing about lessons, all that stuff, you gotta think we are facing currently in a stage that we're not quite familiar with. Of course, we try to play this as if we were Pokemon Stadium 2, but it's not. So what's gonna do? You gotta adapt. You gotta face something new. You gotta do something different. And currently, CK, it's the one that's currently trying to give us something different, something a little bit more faithful, because he's already winning game number 2, and he's just exploiting that advantage that he was given to thanks to that footstool very early. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we went from small to big. Like, Battlefield is a large stage, man, and I'm kind of surprised actually, because the ceiling is quite high. Like, actually on par with Kalos Pokemon League, so that is nuts that he is able to bring it to his Sky like this. I don't think we saw him suffer like this even versus Bernie. And here, well, CK is showing us that he can definitely adapt. He went toe-to-toe with the Sora versus Chag, so like, I'm not surprised to see his main just doing so well here. But, like, still, he is facing an Incineroar by the ledge, and that Alolan Whip once more is the bane of the existence of so many players. Oh my god, Sky, you're nuts.
Okay, he just tried to he just tried to go nuts. He just tried to go all for it. Sadly, that did not pay off. He just was a lot more percentage that he could not afford in this percent. I feel like this is probably gonna be the game number 2 for CK's side, unless Sky actually, as the miracle worker that he is, currently brings something different to the table.
He very well could. Like, I've seen crazier stuff from Sky, however, it is looking very dire. A grab could be it here for the hero from Puebla, and look at that jumping and the patience as well from CK, recognizing that Sky was gonna go and look for that side B dash attack. That is a powerful move as well. Look at that, even on Battlefield, which is such a huge stage, is killing, and Sky is looking for his comeback, and if CK gives it to him, that could have been the story, but instead finds the right place to put in that backer, and we finally don't have a 3-0.
Man, took us a while, didn't it? We've been here for about 2 hours, and it's finally the time that we had a game number 2 on the other side of the game. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy.
I guess so, man. I guess so. But, yeah, no, making it very entertaining here. Counterpick for sure working in CK's favor there, but Sky is stubborn man. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that the stage matters that much for him. Especially if we were gonna talk like about losing matchup or whatnot, then definitely like Incineroar is gonna be plagued with those, right? So Sky, I think it just is gonna come down to like personal preference and just how comfortable he is playing on different stages. Also, like, Incineroar does have some interesting extensions with the platforms. Like, I've seen some nasty stuff here on Battlefield from Incineroar, but right now all the nastiness, all the work is coming from Sonora's side.
Okay, Sick, I actually really paying up all the people that believe in him. Mind you all that CK was the second most spotted player to come to this invitation, and he is currently weighting all the people that believe in him on his shoulders. He's just trying to showcase that even though Skyjay may have had a big power up on his way to the States, CK was all the time here waiting for him to come back and just mess him up real bad. My goodness!
And Sky knew. Sky knew that there was no way CK was dropping that, so instead he chooses to take his own life. And this is where stubbornness comes to bite you in the butt. Like, this cat is counting his extra lives, and they are dwindling down. But so are R.O.B stocks here, and one more. That was very close, extremely dangerous here for Sky. Every time this cat is off stage, you already know cats don't fly, man.
Okay, it's a 23%, 28%. You're actually quite right, que el gato volador, sí, cierto. Apenas acabo de escapar eso. Okay, sadly, that's gonna be the case. Cats don't fly, there's no ovnis that's gonna save you from that. That's also a reference to Tampico's famous ovnis, UFOs. So it's a 190%, 123, 100% that's gonna be the stock. No way so far. What is life, man?
He took a dive right into that laser. he was like eager to get into that. Like you could look at Incineroar's face on like the hourglass, and he was like, nope. He was so excited to go into that laser, but CK had different plans, and we were talking about, we were pepping up like how just good the players that went on their journey, it came back so strong, right? They were showing us, and now CK is trying to change the narrative, and this is why Mexico is such a strong region. We never know what can happen, especially with like this type of players who like specialize in their characters, and not only that, but like just the raw level of play that they have sometimes.
I agree with you. One thing for sure is that on Mexico, the concept of hidden boss, it's just someone that's already dominated on his scene, but he's not being able to travel somewhere else. And that's the case for CK. The only times that we have been able to see him play this kind of level of gameplay is that it's times that he was invited to come over. We already had seen this before at Smash Vertex. We actually had the pleasure to commentate on him as well. And this is the second time that we are able to see him face these demons that are Skyjay, that are Bernie, that are Check. It's the fact that he's been here invited and he has the chance to shine. Sadly, that's not gonna be the stock to shine on.
Okay, now Sky in firm control of the gyro. Let's see if he has one of those nasty setups that I was talking about, because I'm sure he has, but CK has not given him any opportunity to showcase that. Revenge once more, but that is going to be defused right as the grab comes in. Excellent air dodge, actually. Missed time on that downer, though not super easy, of course. And look at that. The immediate reaction from Skyjay to note how to use that move, the Dark's Lariat, which is like extremely fast. Are you really going to try to edge guard R.O.B? And that is one of the things that Sky actually does complain about in Incineroar, is the fact that up B hitbox sometimes it feels quite inconsistent. Though I'm going to give some credit here to the fact that Sky actually tried something nuts that probably shouldn't have worked, but nonetheless, like, he's still in control, so I guess he can go as ham as he wants.
Yeah, he still has all the percentage in the world to just work this out. It doesn't matter how many hits he takes from CK. He still is in control of this match, and of course of the ledge trap. But also one thing for sure is that he cannot give so much control to R.O.B onto the stage. One thing that I gotta point out is that R.O.B is just so eager to rob your stocks out. If you give him that single interaction that puts you all the way to the ledge, then he's just gonna abuse that and drop you all the way to the blast zone.
That is a full combo right there. That is a full Sheik combo and a reset. That was 60% of one move. And here, okay, look at that again. Pushing the right buttons is CK on the ground to be able to put the down tilts in the right spots to annoy Skyjay. But now, like, finally the counter pick coming into play for him. What was looking so strongly in CK's favor now turned into a 2-stock. We are down to the wire. This is game 5.
And Skyjay taking this game all the way to game 5.
Yep.
Man, quite a roller coaster of emotions that we have had so far. I mean, we have seen moments where Skyjay just drops everything, drops his controller against CK, and then we have seen other moments where he just presses all the right buttons at the right time, and he just makes R.O.B look useless. Even though it's on CK's hand, he just looks a little bit hopeless on his Incineroar hands and clutch.
Yeah, again, now though, like, Bull is on CK's court for sure, and this is the comment I was talking about. Oh, great on CK not to fall prey to that, because that would have made it onto every compilation that VGBootCamp is trying to throw. I already saw the clip on Twitter, like, if that connected, that was gonna be some nasty stuff. But talking about that as well, like, every time CK not disappointing, going for the same type of extensions here on the plats and fighting from the ledge. Again, Skyjay has such great options with those tilts to be able to control the center, so if he is able to read it, like where CK is trying to go, then that is going to be a world of hurt, such as that aerial that he just connected. But of course, it's R.O.B, and the recovery is good, but not good enough to, like, the mix-up was not good enough from CK's part to actually avoid the rest of that. And, well, Sky is just taking full advantage of that lead that he's getting.
Yeah, a lot of extra credit out of that lead. Just took one single quarter to put CK all the way to orange number. One thing that I gotta give credit to CK, it's the resilience that you need to just shake off the fact that Incineroar just put you all the way to 80 in a single or two interactions. You know, just two openings and you're already at the verge of losing your stock. That's something that, of course, is gonna take a toll on your mentality, on your mindset. And CK is just resilient enough to tank that and keep going and going on this game.
Yeah, let's see if he is aiming to put on, his Back to the Future hat, as we call it here in Mexico, El Futuro. It could come into play. Like, it's very infamous, that gyro setup with Nair into the roller arm. It could come if he even manages to take Sky into the last stock. Looking possible, but we cannot guarantee anything, especially how Sky has been dominating. Like, this area near the platforms once CK is pushed off stage. Like, even against the recovery, right? And coming back with the revenge every single time as well, as Sky has that just down to a science. But CK as well, the science of grabs and just being able to trust it. Super high recovery from Skyjay to avoid that, but I don't know if he's going to be able to live for much longer after this.
At this point, I really feel that CK is quite respecting Skyjay a lot. I feel like he's just trying to work around Skyjay's personal space, not really committing into getting in.
Oh.
And of course, you don't want to get in against his... I understand that feeling, but at this point, it's quite needed if you want to close out the stock. He's already at 176% and he's about to take off the stock of CK. It feels like it's gonna go to down to the wire on the 2-stock lead on the Skyjay side. I feel like slowly but surely feels like Skyjay's gonna take this game if CK just doesn't get a hang of it and gets in Skyjay's zone.
This is still not out of the realm of possibilities, but Sky does have revenge, and this should be a world of hurt here. Like, you can actually see CK, like, taking these little stutters to be able to wait out, but talking about waiting, no more is for Sky because of that excellently placed Alolan Whip, that side B command grab that he's been using so far. And I was just about to say, like, I foresee, like, the weather forecast, like, definitely was foreseeing some Alolan Whip with the rest of it, and man, did he deliver. Like,